Have you ever dreamed of moving to another country, sipping coffee in the tropics, trading in your 9 to 5 for flip flops and freedom, or maybe even doing your 9 to 5 remotely, but somewhere else? Well, there's something that some people don't tell you, like that dreamy expat life. It comes with a lot of culture shock, power outages, language barriers. You know, there's a lot to it. So I'm Lisa, and I live in Panama City, Panama, and I make videos about what my life and my experience has been since I have moved here from the States. I make videos about the good stuff, the bad stuff, the bizarre stuff, and the this is Panama stuff. And so today I'm going to let you in on some of the things that I've had to experience since being here, living in Panama. And so the good stuff, the stuff that I really like no, there is no getting around it. I love the weather here. So I am from the mid-Atlantic, East Coast, Northeast area. And so the reason I chose Panama was because it was warm. Like, I don't like winters. And the older I got, the more I didn't like winters. It was just not my favorite. I'm not a cold weather girly. And so I like being able to leave my house and not having to decide what sweater or jacket or hoodie or coat I need to put on. Like, I like that. I like leaving my house in February in a sundress. The healthcare, it's affordable, like really affordable. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Uber is dirt cheap. Ceviche, if you like ceviche, it is fresh from the water. And yes, I love walking along the Cinta Costera. I love watching the ships line up to go through the canal. Like, all of those things I really love about living here. But I will tell you, Panama was not my first choice. Believe it or not, my first choice was Vietnam. But then, and that was back in 2019. So first choice was Vietnam. Panama was actually number 2. But then COVID hit. And then Vietnam went off of the list because Vietnam started kicking all the foreigners out. And so I knew right then and there that that was not going to be where I was going to end up. But Panama has been a good second choice. I love it. So the bad stuff. What drives me nuts about living here? Right off the bat, I can seriously say that it is not all happiness and hammocks living here. The bureaucracy and customer service, for real, will legit get you down. It can leave you a bit overwhelmed. So I really do believe that the locals are actually used to it where we are not. For example, going to do business at the government facilities, I think I'm arriving early at 7 a.m. And sometimes all the slots are taken because the locals start lining up at 4 a.m., knowing that by 6 it's done. Surprise! So that's interesting. That level of bureaucracy is interesting. The mañana culture. And you've heard me talk about that a little bit. But the fact that, like, everything's just so chill here. So you want to get something done. And, being from, like, the East Coast where things are like, get with it. And to have that mañana, not today, tranquilo atmosphere is just interesting. Yeah, it'll make you slow down. Customer service. So it's not what we expect in the States. So, for example, a couple of things. Um, so I had gone to my local little grocery fruiteria that's right around the corner. I like going there to get my fruits and vegetables because it's cheaper than going to like Reba Smith or El Rey. It's just a whole lot cheaper. Like I can get 30 eggs for $3.50. And I like that. But I remember one time I bought some blueberries. And they're in the little container, the little crate. And I was up at the checkout, and two of the little crates that I had of the crates, containers that I had of the blueberries, it fell over. It fell on the floor, and the blueberries fell out. And so, back in the States, they'll come and help you or say, oh, don't worry, we'll get you another one, and call on the intercom system to get you more blueberries because, those that you have fell on the floor. Cashier looked at me. The other cashier looked at me. People behind me looked at me. And I could tell from the look it meant, you need to pick that up because it's yours. So I was like, okay, that's how we roll here. Customer service, it's different. It's just different. Cultural, put it that way. Another issue that I had was when I first got here, I was having problems with my Tigo bill. So, like my Tigo bill, so Tigo, I use it for telephone, internet, so home and telephone. And for some reason with the telephone, they just were not, they would accept my payment, but they would not accept my husband's payment. They would always send it back. And they did this for like 3 months in a row. Like, why are you sending it back? So every month I would send like it was like $26 for the next month. I would send like $52 for him because to cover the month that they sent it back. But they just kept sending it back. And so they called me up and said they were going to cut his line off. And so I decided, okay, I need to go in because this is definitely going to be a problem. And so when I went in and I got they called my number and I went up to the person. And we're sitting there and we're talking, and I'm explaining to him what's going on. And I've got my bank statement that shows that I've been sending the payment. And the bank statement also shows that they've been sending it back. Tico's been sending it back, rejecting it. And so I'm talking to the customer service person. And the only thing that he keeps saying is, well, yeah, there's a problem because you need to pay your bill. And I'm like, well, I'm paying my bill. You all just are not taking the payment. That's why it's not paid. And his response was, well, you just need to pay your bill. We went around that bush for a minute. And eventually I just said, well, can I just pay it here at the little cashier right there? And he told me, did he tell me I could or I could not? Oh, I know what it was. I could not, but he went and got someone who took my bank statement and all of the things that showed that I was paying the bill, they were sending it back. And they took it in the back somewhere, did something, and then came back out and everything was set. But yeah, it's just stuff like that. And even when I was living, I had moved to another PH. And I needed to have the electricity put into my name. And the property manager, there were 3 pieces of paper that I needed. I only had one of them. And every time I told the property manager, I need these other 2 pieces of paper so that I can go to Naturgy to put the bill in my name, they would not do it. Just not do it. And so, but I lived in that spot for 6 months, and they never gave me the paperwork that I needed so I could change it. It got to the point where I'm thinking, you know what? You don't care, I don't care. And we're just going to roll with that. It's just interesting, though, the customer service at some places, a lot of places. But yeah, that's different. Bizarre moments. Living in Panama has taught me to expect the unexpected. Like, if you've seen the video, a couple of videos back, where, you know, the PH that I lived in, they were having their every 3-year gas inspection. And so my gas got turned off. My gas is back on now. I'll do another video about that. But yeah, my gas is back on. But yeah, like, it's just normal. You will be without gas for anywhere from, it could be a week. It could be 3 weeks. I knew someone who said they didn't have gas for 3 months. They will, when you go to buy electronics, now this was interesting. So when you go to buy electronics, anything electronic, they will open the box and plug it in and show you that it works. It can be a computer monitor, irons, blenders. They will open that stuff up and show you that it works before they send you on your way. Because I think that the return policy is not like what we are used to in the States. And so I think it's a hassle to return things. So that I found interesting. Holidays. Now, no one mentioned that during the month of November, it is like a big holiday here the entire month. There's pretty much a holiday every 3 or 4 days. That's interesting. And so a lot of things are shut down. A lot of things are closed. So those are some of the things you have to get used to. When you order stuff, sometimes, like at the restaurants, a lot of times you'll be looking at the menu and you'll think, oh, I want this. And then when you go to order it, they'll just say, no, I, which means they don't have it. And I know there was a time when I actually had gone down like 3 or 4 things and they were like, no, I. And I'm like, well, what do you have? And so, it's just, that is interesting. This is interesting. There was another restaurant I went to, I remember, and it literally said it had hot dogs on the menu. And I remember when I ordered it, the waitress said, looked at me like, what is that? What's that word? Hot dogs. And I had to point to the menu and say, it's right there. It says hot dogs. And she said, oh, no, we don't have that. We don't serve that. And I'm thinking, but it's on the menu. Interesting. Just interesting. That is a TIP thing. This is Panama. Things that I've learned, living here will definitely stretch you. It will definitely teach you to slow down. It'll teach you to laugh more, to let go of your inner control freak, if you've got that going on. I've learned that home may not necessarily be the place that you were born. Sometimes it's the one that you build. And I am building a new home here. It has just been very interesting, and I love it. So if you're thinking about moving to Panama or even any other place, I'm just curious about what life looks like outside of like the brochures, then check out some of my other videos. I've got stories and I've got more that I'll be sharing. So hit the subscribe button and the like button, or drop me a comment. Let me know about your This is Panama moments if you have them and you live here. It's just interesting.